Hi, this is Sridhar Ramadu. In the last video, we learned about decision trees, how the algorithm works, and we also took an example and tried to use it using a Python. Now, in this video, we'll learn about random forest. Just first, let us know what is random forest. Technically speaking, it's an ensemble method, which is a combination. Which is it's an ensemble of decision tree algorithms on randomly split data sets. So the individual decision trees are generated using an attribute selection indicator such as Gini index that we spoke in the last video, or the gain ratio, or the gain. So each tree depends on an independent random sample. Uh, so how does this algorithm works for the decision for the random forest? So first it selects the random samples for given dataset, then constructs a decision tree for each sample and get a prediction results for each decision tree. Then will perform a vote for each predicted result and then thereby select the prediction results with the most votes at the final prediction. So this is how the algorithm works. Let's see what are the advantages of a random forest. A random forest is considered as highly accurate and robust method because of the number of decision trees participating in the process. So you can get the relative feature importance, which helps in selecting the most contributing features of the classifier. So this algorithm can be used in both classification and regression problems, as you know, and they can even handle missing values. There are many ways to handle this, like using median values or replace a continuous variable and computing the proximity weighted average of missing values. And it cannot suffer for the overfitting problem that we faced in the decision tree algorithms. So the main reason is that it takes the average of all the predictions, which cancels out this overfitting. Let's see what are the disadvantages of random forest. Random forest is slow because in generating predictions, because it has multiple decision trees. So when we do a decision tree, it's just one, and here we are doing multiple, say 50 or 100 in a random forest. Thus it's too slow, and whenever it makes a prediction, all the trees in the forest have to make a prediction and give an output for the voting, and this is going to take time, and the model is difficult to interpret compared to decision tree. uh, as we know, decision tree, we can we can easily say why this result has occurred, but in random forest it's little bit difficult, but because there are multiple decision trees taken from multiple samples of data, and then it is processed. So now let's look into this example here. Just like the decision tree example, we will take the iris data set here again. So I'll import a sklearn library first, as this can be used to import the random forest classifier and decision classifier, as of course, and we can even import train test split. So first I'll import a scalar and also iris dataset. So I'll run it. Then let's see what all the uh, features that are there in the iris dataset, and also the target names that are in the iris dataset. So in the metadata, I know that I personally know that iris data features, there are sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width, which we can see by iris.features underscore names. And we can see the targets here. The targets are three: Setosa, versicolor, and virginica. So I can even take the samples. So I'll add one more code here. So let's see what are the iris labels that are present. As we saw the target names, let's see what all the labels that they used in the target name. So zeros, ones, and twos. Here I know that zeros are Setosas, and ones are versicolor, and two is Virginica. Now, let me create a data frame of the given data set. So I'll use the data name as a variable data, and I'll name each column. So I know the column names here from the feature names: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So I'll use the same here, and the target as species. And then I'll just for clarity, I'll print top 5. The head is used to print the top some n number of data points. So here I'll use 5 so that I'll get top 5. So here we can see this is sepal and sepal width, petal and petal width, and the rest is the species. So I'll train test split function. I'll use train test split function to train and test. Test the. I'll split the data set into training set and testing set. So, and then I'll use a random forest model, which obviously I have imported it from sklearn.ensembles. As I mentioned earlier, that random forest classifier is a part of ensemble method, which is technically a ensemble method. So I'll create a Gaussian classifier, random classifier here with estimators 100, that is the number of decision trees, and then I'll fit our model. Then I'll predict the values. So it's predicted, and now let's see the accuracy score. Here you go. So we can see that the accuracy is 0.9555, which is 95% accuracy. So this is how random forest is built and the accuracy is checked. Thank you.